you can escape the trap of soothing yourself with retail therapy.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.
We are delighted that for over 35 years, we've been able to come alongside you, not only selling, buying, and investing in real estate over 3,117 times, coming alongside you to build your fun, build your faith, build your fitness, build your finances, and even strengthen, heal, and flourish inside relationship. This is an amazing series, one that we wish we had when we started our financial journey.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Luckily, we found other journeys to follow. So this is 8 weeks, 2 months.
We're on the halfway point.
Halfway. This is halfway there. So in my mind, the juicy stuff, the part that jazzes me more, the exciting part of what to do with the money that I have is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And what we've done in episodes 1, 2, 3, and into this one is how do we get rid of, if we're still sitting with debt, consumer debt specifically, how do we get rid of it? And part of it's a mindset shift.
Oh, it's a huge mindset shift because, we were talking earlier that Amazon's our friend, right? When we need something, we go on there, we look and we buy it and it shows up on the doorstep the next day or 2 days later. And we don't have to get in our car and drive and go and whatever. But you get a high when you buy something and you get a high when it's delivered. And other people, they like the mall, they walk aimlessly until something catches their attention, this shiny object syndrome. And they had no intention of buying that, but I'm buying it. It's kind of like going to Costco. We go for 1 or 2 items. We come back with a basket full. How did that happen?
Right. And it may not be Amazon that gives you the high. It may be any of the great Canadian sources of online shopping. There's a great seed company. There's also a great bulb company. Like there are so many online opportunities that we actually can get sucked into.
Oh, and they make their catalogs look so phenomenal.
Way better than the real deal. No, it's true.
We just can't grow it as well as they can, I guess.
I don't think that's it. It looks like it's 18 inches tall or a 24-inch tall tulip, and it's 8 inches. And when you read the description, it actually says it's 8 inches. But it doesn't look like it in the catalog. But I digress. We do get sucked in by marketing and by advertising, and we get that high, like you said, in the moment that we order something, and then when the package arrives at the door, and then when I open the package, and then when I try it on or use it.
But in the case of the bulbs, when I don't get a high, when I have to go out and dig them up in the fall and try and winterize them. To save them. And sometimes I just let them die. Isn't that sad?
It is sad. So really what we want to get clarity on here is that we don't have to get off on just retail therapy, right? It really came to, and I'll share a quick, do you want to share the stat or the story?
Well, I think in the book, let's talk about the story in the book, and then we'll talk about your story, and we'll talk about the stat maybe in between. Let's do it that way. So in the book, it's interesting that Sarah learns, and she writes in her journal, after they've been eliminating debt, they've been selling things off that they don't need, they've been not buying things that maybe they felt like but didn't really need. There's a big difference between want and need. And what she writes in her journal is that she's learning that maybe less is actually more because she's getting more peace, more comfort, and with having less stuff.
Right. Because 72% of Canadians, that's the stat, right? What have 72% of Canadians found?
Well, the debt creates more financial stress, emotional stress, like anxiety and cortisol, that hormone that actually kills some of your other hormones that are good hormones, and it changes your health and your mental peace, right?
Well, and even relational, like we said, in the top of the show, I typically on this segment talk about even help strengthen, heal, and flourish inside relationship. Relationship suffers when we're stressed out for finances or any other reason.
100%. That's one of the biggest reasons couples fight, other than sexual intimacy, is is relating to money and how it's being spent and what somebody's feeling insecure because of it and out of control. And the continuation of the study is that actually those that reduce their obligations, their financial obligations, cut their debt, cut their spending, they actually report a 40% increase in life satisfaction. So when we're buying that thing we think's going to give us excitement, fill the hole, fill the gap in our life, it's actually the counterfeit. It does the reverse of what we think. The initial little high is nothing compared to the pain of making the payments and getting rid of that credit debt.
Not even to speak of the fact that now we have to maintain the thing often, or we have to store the thing, or we have to move the thing, or we have to...
Yeah, and let's talk about holidays for a moment. Like when we first started taking holidays, we weren't saving for a holiday. So we would, I'd find a sale on a holiday and say, let's go, it's a good price. And we'd book it on our credit card and we'd have a great week. But then the next 6 months were a bit drudgery because all our money, excess money, was going to try and pay that trip off, right? Get rid of that credit card because we're paying the high interest rate on it. And now we've learned that delayed gratification, right? Save for the trip, then take the trip. There's a really great little video if you want to go on YouTube and find it. It's a delayed gratification, and they had, I don't know how old they were, 5, 6, 7-year-old kids, and they'd give them a marshmallow.
That's an old study.
It's an old study, but they'd give them a marshmallow, leave them in a room and say, listen, if you wait till I come back, I'll give you a second marshmallow. But if you eat this marshmallow while you're waiting for me, then you won't get a second one. And they found that many of the kids ate it, but some didn't. And the ones that didn't eat it, when they followed them, 20, 30 years later, they were much better off financially than the ones that didn't delay the gratification of eating the marshmallow. So they had that ability to delay their gratification of buying something until they had the money for it.
Which is so cool.
Significantly better.
Yeah. And we didn't learn the marshmallow thing when we were little. So we were not delayed gratification people. We were instant gratification people commonly.
Yeah, I am now though, because there's marshmallows in the cupboard right over there beside you, and I'm not eating them.
That's perfect. So what I felt convicted to do probably about 13 years ago, because it had gotten out of control. We would find lot sales on shoes, or I don't know. I don't even know how it got so out of control, but it did. And retail therapy was a real thing for us. And it had gone away, but it had crept back in. It's not one and done, or it wasn't for us, right? It crept back in. So we actually did a 14-month sabbatical where there was no apparel purchase, nothing.
No clothing, no underwear, no socks, nothing.
No coats, whatever, because we really had enough. And if we really needed something, we could go to the clothing exchange at the church, which was pretty cool because it cost nothing. And we usually took way more, even in those years or those months, than we brought back. So that radically shifted. The first time I went to a mall after that, do you remember? I almost perished. It was awful because I had taught myself not to rely on shopping.
Yeah. So freedom isn't found in accumulating stuff. It's found in aligning with your purpose. And we're thankful that you joined us on Life's Inside Track, because when we move forward together, we've got this.
Moving forward with the Dekker